Back to the grind with the only free MMA channel that fucking matters, Time MMA. And Max Holloway's manager's coming out and he's confirming my thoughts that Max Holloway's first title defense is probably going to be Frankie Edgar. Out of Frankie Edgar and Cub Swanson, those were the real two debates. And after a long time of consideration, I actually was leaning toward Frankie Edgar. It just made sense. It was a while back, though, since this fight happened. So I don't remember all the exact thoughts that went into it, but I do remember I was leaning toward Frankie Edgar. I know Max Holloway already has a win. Oh yeah, that's why. Because Frankie Edgar said he was looking forward to destroying another Hawaiian champion. That shit was insane. That was intense. That's why I was picking Frankie Edgar. And this is what Max Holloway's manager had to say. He said, we're in negotiations right now with Max and getting a new deal in place. And once that's in place, we'll be ready to commit. It's looking like it's probably going to be Frankie Edgar right now. We didn't get quite what we wanted back when we negotiated our initial contract, but we kind of met in the middle. Dana's like, listen guys, if Max goes there and does his thing and wins the belt, we'll be sitting back here at brunch having this meeting again, and we're not going to fight. We're not going to fight this contract. So Max did everything he did, and I think he did it in stellar fashion. So it's looking like all we're waiting on for Max Holloway's return to the octagon is him to get a new contract. He's on a 9-10 fight winning streak, just took out Jose Aldo, took out Anthony Pettis, took out so many people through this winning streak. His last loss was to Conor McGregor 10 fights ago. This kid has star potential. He's not out here begging to fight Conor. No, he said, I want to make my own star. He's doing his motherfucking thug dizzle. Max Holloway, one of my favorite fighters. When they asked him if they think the fight will be in Hawaii, it's looking like there's going to be some obstacles to that. He said if you had the opportunity to do your fight in Vegas where you know you're going to clear several million, or do it in Hawaii where you're not, what are you going to do? And so, I mean, that makes sense. You know, the UFC is a business. If they feel like they can get a lot more money out of Vegas for a Max Holloway fight than Hawaii, that's probably what they're going to do. They ain't here to be heartfelt and sentimental like Max Holloway. You know what? We know you're from Hawaii. Let's go ahead and give you a Hawaii card. So one of the hitters in the comments was telling me that in Hawaii, like the business taxes are different. So if the UFC were to have an event there, it would cost them a lot more money. And as long as that's still the case, they probably won't go to Hawaii. So as of right now, it's looking like the fight won't be in Hawaii, which is unfortunate. I've been waiting for the UFC Hawaii card. Hawaiian fighters have been coming out and getting strong wins. Yancy Medeiros, just all the guys that fight with Max Holloway, man, they've been coming out and they've been winning. Even when they were the underdogs, it's like, man, there'd be a pretty strong Hawaiian card where you could have like all Hawaiian fighters on the card, you know, versus someone else. And that would be fucking dope, especially with Max Holloway at the top of the fucking bill. Oh, man, it would have been better to see Frankie Edgar versus Max Holloway, I think, in Hawaii, because his history with BJ Penn. But if it can't happen, it can't happen. As long as the fight happens, I'm good with that shit. I ain't from Hawaii. I just want to see my boy get his fight in his hometown, you know? That would just be cool. He's been pushing for it for a long time. It's not like he just asked for it his last fight. Literally, ever since I became a huge Max Holloway fan, he's been pushing for UFC Hawaii. After his fight with Ricardo Lamas, UFC Hawaii, let's go. He'll call out for UFC Hawaii before he calls out the title shot. And so I just want to see the young bull get that for himself. But if it can't happen, it can't happen. I am super excited for Frankie Edgar versus Max Holloway. I'd be super excited for Max Holloway versus Cub Swanson, but that can be next after Max Holloway gets through Frankie Edgar. I don't know if he'll be able to find the answer to Frankie Edgar. Not many people can. But he beat Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo beat Frankie Edgar. I know MMA math doesn't work like that, but I would still be rooting for my boy Max Holloway in the Frankie Edgar fight. But either way, man, that would just be a fucking good fight for hardcore fans. I mean, casual fans. At least they know who Frankie Edgar is, even if he's not the most exciting fighter. Max Holloway is. Max Holloway will pretty much make any fight exciting. He's not, I don't know. I like Max Holloway a lot. Frankie Edgar, a lot of people, even the casual fans who don't watch much MMA now, know Frankie Edgar from the old days, the Anderson Silva, the BJ Penn, all those days. I have a few people who were interested then, not so much now, but they still know who Frankie Edgar is. So this will be a big fight. I don't know when it's going to happen, but shit, it is what it is. Let the haters know what the fuck you think about Max Holloway versus Frankie Edgar in the comments. Dude. What does the sign at an out-of-business brothel say? We're closed. Beat it.